Nate Diaz called out Jorge Masvidal. If I butchered his last name, I'm sorry, but you know I can't pronounce last names. I just can't. All right? Now, last night, I saw Nate Diaz face Anthony Pettis in the undercard, the co-main event of Stipe versus Daniel Cormier. And if you notice, I never say Stipe's last name because I can't pronounce it. Anyway, I saw Nate Diaz make his comeback to the UFC after 3 years. Yeah, he hadn't fought since he lost to Conor McGregor in late 2016. That's a long time ago. He fought Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis, has been looking good recently. He was in a war with, what's his name? Tony Ferguson. And he beat Stephen Thompson. Right? He knocked him out. I actually thought that this was going to be more competitive just because of the fact that Nate Diaz was coming off a layoff. But to my surprise, Nate Diaz looked really good in there, and he dominated, in my opinion, Anthony Pettis. And the first thing he did was call out Jorge fucking whatever his last name is. Now, that's an excellent fight. Why? Because Jorge has been looking spectacular in his last 2 fights. Right? He knocked out Benny in like 2.5 seconds, and prior to that, he knocked out Darren Till, whatever his name is. I think that was his name. It was an English guy who was like a big prospect who had just one loss to what's his name, Taryn Woodley. So I like this fight. I like what Nate Diaz said in the post fight. He said he only wants the dangerous fights. He doesn't want the easy fights. Okay, he doesn't want the easy fights because he said he's not a bully. He doesn't want the easy fights. He wants the dangerous fights, the fights that motivate him, basically. The fights that make him... He wants to fight the dudes that everybody's saying is the baddest dude. All right? That's what he said in the post-fight. I hope Dana White makes this fight. I hope he does, because this is a great fucking fight. Nate Diaz versus Jorge. All right? And I like what Nate Diaz said, because he said that most people who fight this dude want to go for the takedown. But he is obviously not going to do that because he's going to fight him toe-to-toe because Nate Diaz is a striker. So I really hope that this fight happens. I hope that Dana White makes the fight. But that's one thing I love about the UFC is the fact that fucking fights get made. When you think of a fight that you want to happen, they fucking get made. So this fight is probably going to happen. Jorge looks like he wanted the fight to happen. He looked like he was all happy for it when they were pointing the camera at him. And Nate wants the fight to happen, so why not make the fight happen? If it's not him, it's going to be Conor McGregor. But Conor McGregor is probably going to fight Khabib later on this year if he does come back. So I'm excited. I hope this fight actually gets made, man.